Okay, so I don't think I've really brought this up before, but I am a huge Kirby fan. Like, a really big one. I played the games when I was a kid, still currently playing them now, and I was extremely hyped for Starcross World to come out and release next week. But then, all of a sudden, because it's what Nintendo does best, they just shadow dropped a Kirby Air Riders Direct. So, watched it, obviously, and now I'm gonna give my thoughts. So, what do I think about the Direct? It's Kirby Air Riders, and it's being directed by Masahiro Sakurai, and it was a 45-minute Direct. So, and I'm pretty sure we all knew we weren't gonna waste any time, at all. Every single second was going to be worthy information for what we were about to get. And, yeah. We weren't wrong. So they started off showing that you can play as different racers, which, oh my gosh, it's amazing that they're all back. And I'm so hyped and excited because my boy Bandana D's here now, so that's really cool. He also changed, he reverted King Dedede's design back to his original, like how he looked in the past games, which, honestly, no hate to the new design for King Dedede. I love it. I love the design. It's very nice. But something about this design, the true King Dedede design, or modern, or whatever, there's just something about it that I just like. I was thinking about this a few days ago, looking at the Kirby Specials Collection title screen. Dude, King Dedede was so goofy, so no, they brought it back, and I mean, he's just amazing. It's so nice. And, I was afraid that, or I wasn't really afraid, I didn't really care, as long as Bandana D was there. I mean, you had to have the 4. There are 4 at this point. But, no, it was also, there was stuff going on about how Sakurai didn't like the modern characters added into Kirby, and I can see that being the reason, especially considering that King Dedede's back to his normal design. So, I was really shocked when they showed Magolor and Susie, which, that was amazing. Thank you, because Magolor is a pretty popular character, and Susie is as well. And that's all they added. Well, okay, obviously, we have Chef Kawasaki, because, of course, and also Cappy, and Starman, and my boy Gooey. No, but obviously they're still restraining, or he's still restraining more to the classic era of Kirby, with the original designs, because Gooey had a big part in the classic games. Chef Kawasaki, he was a pretty common villain, or not villain, or just enemy in the classic Kirby games. Of course, he still is now. But, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe just came out, and Planet Robobot has always been considered one of the best Kirby games, so it's pretty exciting. In terms of how the game looks, it may be the best looking game on the Switch 2 ever. Beating Mario Kart World, because that's all cartoony and stuff, which doesn't make the visuals bad. It just has its own style, and that's fine. It still looks really good. Donkey Kong, it looks better than Donkey Kong Bonanza, I even want to say. When I saw the gameplay, when it went from trailer to gameplay, I honestly believed that it looked the same, like the same graphics and everything. It was just, oh my goodness, it was like it wasn't even in engine. It looked like we just went straight from the trailer into gameplay. That's how good I think Air Riders looks. It's pretty glorious, and with all these visuals, a whole bunch of stuff is happening. And it's a lot to take in, but, that's Kirby Air Ride. That's what I like about it, apart from Mario Kart. It's a lot more chaotic. Super more chaotic. Got stuff flinging around, copy abilities, all that stuff. And I'm actually, which is really weird, I'll go in order with how they presented it. For Air Ride, I'm actually a lot more hyped for that mode than I am City Trial. Somehow, because obviously City Trial is like a fan favorite, and we all love that. And that even Sakurai himself said, like Air Ride is not the appeal of what Kirby Air Ride is. Like, you know, we all like City Trial. Yeah, it's an amazing thing. But Air Ride really got me hyped. It really did. Like, it looks so much fun. It looks as much fun as the original, and then they doubled it. It still keeps the same classic controls, and also the mention of the special ability that each character has. The Ultra Sword looks so good. Oh my goodness! Like, you can't do Kirby any better justice than the Ultra Sword. One of the most common abilities in the Kirby franchise, and also a really nice nod to Kirby's Return to Dreamland, which is my favorite Kirby game. I'm just sticking on that hill. So that's really cool. They also had Deity's Charged Hammer, which is really nice. Meta Knight flies, which is what he did in the original. And Bandana D uses his spears and does the little spinning motion like he does when he flies. So that was really cool. And I like how he really went in depth with it all, like showing oh, this is how you play, this is how you go up, this is how you go down, this is how you land. It's really nice, and that's what I like about the directs that Sakurai makes. He really goes in depth with everything to really squeeze every inch of what he has to offer into a direct, which explains why they're so long. And I don't see anyone complaining about it. I'm very glad. So yeah, the stages in Air Ride look stunningly amazing. Them showing off all the different courses was also spectacular. They really went all out with the locations we can go into this time, which was amazing. You know, obviously I'm sure there's more that they haven't shown yet, but what they have shown is pretty good. It gets me more hyped for this. A shame that it's coming out in November, but you know what? Take your time. No rush. You know, I'm really in no rush. It's really disappointing, but obviously stuff as amazing as this takes time. Also, I noticed that the top-down Air Riders mode didn't make an appearance. It's gonna be very sad for the 3 fans who are waiting for that to show up. No, but I'm pretty sure it's alright. Before I move on to City Trial, the UI has been expanded so nice. Like, it's so good. Everything's clean and sharp, like you were in a race. And also, I mean, everyone's gonna mention this, the Smash Ultimate victory screen that they got, doing the little pose and then the pa! You know, that's so nice. It's just gonna be a Sakurai thing. Every game he makes, it's gonna include that in somehow, some way. Right, the vehicles as well. The new air rides that they showed off. And I'm really glad that they showed off new ones, because obviously they weren't just gonna keep, the original ones. But showing them off is really cool. Like the paper one, the bulk one. I like ones that are on wheels now. That's really cool. It looks nice. Everything looks so fluid. Oh my god, it's amazing. And then we have the Wagon Star, which can't charge or anything. But I mean, there's nothing wrong about that. It's also very nice how they added in lessons. So then people who haven't played the game before and it might be a little bit too complicated and difficult to keep on, they can learn it. Because Air Ride is a pretty crazy game compared to your average racing game. Well, it can be as chaotic as those realistic kart racing games. Or not car, more like car, like Horizon and stuff like that. Getting all crazy, driving fast, But it goes fast. This game, Air Riders, it goes fast, but it's slow enough for you to be able to handle it, which is really nice. Obviously, I'd want to go as fast as I possibly can, because just the rush of going through this and riding is spectacular. It's what I like so much about it. There's barely any one way to take a route. You can fly, you can glide, you can crash, you can drift. And the different abilities that each air ride gives you adds on to that. And it makes the experience even better. Again, I'm extremely hyped, more hyped for the air rides, because they just added so much to it. Now discuss City Trial. City Trial obviously looks amazing. It's a lot bigger than the original. Skyla, I think it was called. Yeah, that looks really good. Really, really cool. A whole lot bigger. Visually stunning, as usual, you know. Of course, we were gonna expect that. New events, you can pick your stadiums. It's all good. It's all good fun. Picking your stadium is actually very nice. So you can, well, like he said, you can strategize what air ride you have. And yeah, I know, like, oh, you know, just don't go blatantly choosing what stats you want and stuff like that. I don't really mind doing that, because obviously you can go and choose the stats you want to get, but I mean, you want to focus on everything. So just make sure to get everything. Or that's what I usually do when I do City Trial. And it's also pretty funny how if no one picks a stadium you're in, you just automatically win. Just an automatic win. There you go, guys. That's the true stat to winning City Trial. Just pick a stadium that you know no one's gonna pick, so you can just win automatically. I think that's pretty funny. You know, you think it would be something reasonable, like, oh no, you'll have like CPUs, or other players will be forced into your thing. You know, it'll choose for them. Nope, you just automatically win. You know, it's easy. So much to discuss, yet there isn't much to discuss. My goodness. One thing I wanted to know is if the Dragoon and Scorpion were coming back. I'm pretty sure they are. Pretty sure they are returning. And I was thinking, like, oh, are we gonna get like a new Ultra Air Ride for this mode? I'm pretty sure there will be. Pretty sure it just won't be the Scorpion and the Dragoon, because, well, they gotta do something. I can just see it happening. So, you know, I'll wait patiently for that, and we're gonna keep getting updates. I say this a lot in my direct reactions, like wanting a demo. But the thing is, every single Kirby game has gotten a demo. Like, every single big Kirby game. Air Riders, Return to Dreamland Deluxe, Forgotten Land. But this is a different game. It's being directed by Sakurai. So he probably wants us to wait and be patient. Which I can do. I can be patient till November. But, you know, stuff like this needs to take time. And I'm fine with that. You know, I have Crossworlds on the horizon. Definitely going to be playing a whole bunch of that. Also, you know, the Superior Garfield Kart 2, you know, not missing out on that. There's new events. The area is a whole lot larger. It's amazing. And they, you know, the stats are back. It's so nice. And City Trial was like the successor, or not the successor, it's the predecessor to Smash Run, which is one of my favorite modes. And it's unfortunate that it was only stuck on Smash for 3DS, which wasn't really the best way to play Smash Brothers. And it wasn't brought back into Smash for Wii U because they thought Smash Tour was a good idea. For any complaints I have, I don't really have any. I had no demo, but you know, I'm not gonna complain about that. I really have no complaints about this. I'm genuinely really liking it so far. You know, they intacted everything. They didn't leave anything out. They added new stuff that works well with the air riding gameplay. It's nice. Like, one of the little details I like is the star energy that that is your power source for your car. You can use that to gain speed, kind of like drafting, but they make it so that it gains your air ride to have more energy, which is really cool. That's a really neat thing to go about it. And defeating enemies as well. It isn't just pointless to just like swallow up every single enemy. Now swallowing up every single enemy gains you a bit more speed. So, you know, there's a strategy to getting all the enemies and going faster. As in things I want to appear in like future updates and like the full release of Kirby Air Riders. So far, nothing. I'm pretty content with the characters that showed up. I mean, I'm not going to be playing as Taranza. or anything. Right! Dark Matter made an appearance at the end. That got me pretty hyped. Because Dark Matter was like the main big bad of Kirby for like the classic era. And that's just really cool. It's just really cool. It's just appealing to the classic era of Kirby, which really makes me hope that we get a mainline Kirby game directed by Sakurai again. Not that I hate the games that, you know, are coming out, but I'm pretty sure if Sakurai were to make a Kirby game, a mainline Kirby game today, it would blow us out of the water. And obviously, still hyped for Starcross World. That, obviously, still getting extremely hyped for that. I think that's pretty much it. Those are all my thoughts. 45 minutes of greatness, really. I'm excited to play it. I'm able to wait. I'm able to be patient for the game. I really don't mind that. And, you know, Sakurai, keep doing what you're doing and take a break afterwards. Honestly, one note is that I noticed that people at the Switch 2 Direct, the second they saw Kirby, they immediately went to Smash, and I don't really know how to feel about that. First thing I thought of was Kirby, not Smash. I can wait a bit more for a new Smash. I really don't mind. Something like Kirby Air Ride is worth getting, in my opinion. So, I'm content with that. With all being said, that's pretty much it. So, I'll be patiently waiting to get on my Warp Star, or Star Ride, or Compact Star, or Paper Star. All the stars in the world. I'm gonna get all the stars. Also, the fact that Kirby is so happy that he retires is just hilarious.